Sunday, it was 2 days after Claudio passed away. We were in church, and I couldn't focus on, none of us could focus on anything. And I loudly in my ear, I just kept hearing, Claudio, we have to do something, we have to do something. Don't let it die with me. So we decided, his birthday was 5 weeks after he passed away. And we're Coppolas, we feed people. So we said for his birthday, this is how we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate with the community, and we're going to have a can drive. And we're going to feed people less fortunate. And we know that that's what Claudio would want for us to do. And we hand out cupcakes for his birthday, and we make it a celebration and not the hard day that it really is deep down for Luigi and I and our family.
And we came up with the name because we heard all these stories at the wake about kids were coming up to us telling us how he talked them out of suicide, he talked them out of dropping out of school to follow their dreams. And we said, wow, Claudio cared about a lot of people, and hence Claudio Cares.
How has Claudio Cares affected you, your family, and the community?
That's easy. It really has brought the community together. It has kept our family intact. We're a very strong, united family. We have incredible support, luckily. Really, seeing all of the young children that came to his wake, so heartbroken and devastated as we all were. We all carried each other, and we wanted to ease their pain. So we decided to do the foundation, and for that reason, and to help others, and it's really held us all together like glue.
What started as an outlet for kids to put their grief into something more positive has morphed into something much greater than we thought it would ever become. What started as having kids volunteer on his birthday turned into volunteering throughout town, helping other people, scholarship programs. It's grown and grown and grown. I don't think we can even believe how big it's gotten. Our community comes together for so many different things for the foundation. For instance, the road that Claudio passed away on was just opened up. A $5 million project was just completed, and people just they keep trying to do more. They keep trying to convince us to do more and more.
They keep saying, when is the next event? So they look forward to it, and that when Luigi and I feel like we can't go on, we might run into somebody in the supermarket or here at the restaurant, and they will inspire us to move on, keep going, and go faster and stronger and harder. And Claudio always said, go big or go home, and we're not going home.
Yeah.
So.
And then every once in a while, we'll hear that familiar voice in our head with another idea. And I go, really, Claudio? All right, we'll do it.
Now, did you guys know what an impact his life had on the community, his friends, and his school peers before?
Not entirely. Not entirely. I'll tell you a quick story. Claudio must have been about 12 or 13 years old, very young. And he always had an adult head on child's shoulders. And I overheard him try to talk his friend's relative out of killing himself. And the young man was 17 years old. He did not follow through. He is alive today. And Claudio was counseling him. And I said, Claudio, you're too young for that. You're too young. But it's something that he was just driven to help people, and he was very young.
Yes.
And he was only 16, but he lived a full life in those 16 years.
I tell you that when we really found out the impact was at his wake. We were blown away. We were standing up at the front with the casket. We were figuring these kids would come to console us. But what happened was entirely different. Story after story after story. There were 3,000 people there, and I was
Yeah.
going to say half of them had a
We
story.
had no idea
That
many people.
we had teachers telling us that when there was a student that was giving them a problem, they would send them to Claudio.
Yeah.
What we found out after the fact was amazing. It was completely
Claudio was a
different.
true leader,
Yeah.
and we definitely couldn't let that die with him. So
Yeah, and his closest friends told us what a true leader he was. Whenever there was something that had to be done,
good, bad, or other,
Yeah.
Claudio was the bulldog.
he was the one. Whether it be pool hopping
Right.
or what have you.
Just normal teen
Yeah,
things
normal
he did, and some not as normal.
But a true leader.
He was a definite leader to his peers and to some adults. You know, it's crazy that he actually counseled some adults.
Right. I mean, he wasn't a saint.
No,
Believe me,
no,
He
no.
wasn't a saint. But the good far outweighed the bad. He was an incredible boy, and he still is an incredible young man to this day.
Yeah.
Do you feel that the Claudio Cares Foundation, if you guys didn't go forth with that, it would have been like completely different for you, like in how you handled the grief afterwards?
It would have been tragic if we didn't continue what Claudio started. It would have been tragic.
When he first passed away, Lisa and I actually talked about this. We said, what direction are we going to go with this? Either direction is right. After your when your children pass, they're both correct. You can be bitter, or you can
Be stronger.
or you can be stronger, and they're both correct. And we decided very early on we were going to.
Our faith wouldn't allow us to be bitter. We might have been for a little bit of time,
Right.
naturally, but our faith really is what
Sure.
gave us the strength
And
to
right,
go on.
And we were angry with God. You know, God's
Luigi always says to me, God's a big boy, he can handle it.
handle it. You know, and when we would get angry, we would go to sleep and wake up, and you felt better because he picked you up out of bed and said, "Okay, you feel better now. Dust you off and send you on your way."
Right.
I'll tell you, Luigi came home one night very upset. And you know, when Luigi's really down, I'm up. When I'm really down,
Okay.
Luigi's there to pick me up. And it just naturally happens that way. He came home from work one day, he was really, really upset. He's like, I want answers. I want God to tell me, why did he take our son from us so young? And I said to Luigi, when we get to heaven and we see Claudio, we won't need any answers. It'll be right there in front of us. He'll be right there waiting for us. And that was my epiphany when my faith was restored after the loss of him. So it really was something, those words weren't mine, they were Claudio's words. You know, I'll be there waiting for you and you won't need any answers.
That was actually very cool. I sat there flabbergasted. My mouth was open.
Yeah.
Really?
Didn't expect that one.
You were flabbergasted. Where did that come from? Like, okay, I have an angel up above that always gets the right words in my mouth. Well, tries to.
Wow.
You notice there's a little fly there, and that's so Claudio.
Yeah.
Because he was like a little
Pain in the
jokester
neck.
coming in. If it lands on your nose, it's going to be really funny.
Okay, so share with us some success stories and some challenging moments with running the organization.
Well, to be honest, I don't really remember a lot of the challenging moments. I guess maybe the very beginning, trying to get everything set up, that was probably the hardest because, you know, being a type A personality, you just want everything to be done immediately
And perfect.
and perfect. And it wasn't, you know, getting everything set up was the hardest part. But the success stories, I mean, we start with a can drive. We start out with a little can drive with 20,000. Our first year, we had about 20,000 pounds of food.
My favorite part is the schools have a little contest with the classrooms. Whoever collects the most food for Claudio Cares gets to come to the restaurant where we have the actual can drive, and they fill a bus, and it's their little field trip. And I remember one little boy getting off the bus with his arms filled with a big box, heavy box of food, and he said, "Are you Claudio's mommy?" And I said, "Yes." It made me cry right away.
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, we're here for Claudio's birthday. Can I have a cupcake?"
And then the best was that night. We, the fire company that helped that tried to save Claudio. They had their own can drive, and we weren't expecting it. All of a sudden, we hear the fire trucks coming down the road. I'm going, oh no, what's going on? And I'm thinking, did the fire alarm go off? They all pull into the restaurants, 5, 6 fire trucks.
With Santa on the back.
Yeah, dressed as Santa, and all of a sudden they said, well, what'd you think? You're going to bring any food? Case after case after case after case of food.
Roosevelt Company one.
Yeah.
They've been remarkable.
Yeah, like I said, we start out.
And you didn't expect them.
No, that was such a surprise. Now they do it, it's tradition. It's just, they're just wonderful. And
hearing,
everybody, all of our volunteers.
Right. And hearing kids go in the neighborhood, door to door, to collect food. They put up notices and everyone's, it's not exactly legal, but they put notices in everyone's mailbox telling them, we're going to be coming around. And they go around and they go door to door and they collect food. They're doing the right thing. And we didn't even have to ask them. They're just doing it. And I guess
we inspire. Claudio inspires.
We started with 20,000 pounds, and now last year we were at 122,000 pounds.
Wow.
And Claudio fortunately was born the week before Christmas. It's the time when, time to give. And it's our pleasure.
Amen.
And it sounds like it's given the community a vision, to be more giving and to go out and think beyond themselves. That's a gift because a lot of people are so self-absorbed sometimes.
Well, the one thing we noticed is when Claudio passed, it was like a light went on in the community. I was amazed. Our local politicians, all of our local police departments, everybody was there for us. It
brought everybody together.
Everybody was at Regina Coeli Church. Everybody.
They all had their arms wrapped around us, and we felt the love. We still feel it. And
I'll never forget.
We can't let them down.
The police officer at FDR High School, when we were pulling out of the church, he was standing there saluting. That was something.
As Claudio's casket one time, he saluted him. He's
something.
our hero, but I guess he's everyone else's too.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys are touching on it already, but what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? You're already doing it.
Well, the biggest thing I'd say is our children are definitely our legacy.
Greatest legacy.
Our great at everything we do, and yes, I agree. What goes on, it is pretty cool. It's pretty good, but more because everybody else comes together. But our greatest legacy is our children, because without them, there is no legacy. And we really feel that if we can raise our children right, then our children can raise their children right,
and so on
and so on and so on. And that's the legacy. That's really what it all means. Having our children and everybody else's children live their life the right way. Because if we fix that, everything else is easy.
We always say everything we do from this day forward, we have to do it right. And so we can see Claudio right away when we get up there. We don't have to wait. We're waiting long enough.
What is that one or two things you always tell your kids or you try to instill in your kids?
To hold on to your faith, to be honest, and help someone in need always, because you never know, that could be you one day. And you would want somebody to be there for you.
And what I tell them is what my parents used to tell me. Stop complaining and go to work.
It's in our heart, and they are all there for us, and we will help them any way we can by inspiring them to be really good human beings.
And then,
and we're not perfect, but
not even close. I know
we sound like we are. Well, I am. No.
And another thing, when
we have a really sick sense of humor.
we donate to a lot of different organizations also, and we tell them all, we have no problem donating, just get kids involved. And a lot of times, like one in particular, they said, well, we can't do that. And I'm sorry, I can't help you. You got to get kids involved.
Well, that's what our foundation is all about.
It's all about kids.
Inspiring the youth. Because the youth, they're going to be adults one day running our country, and we want to make sure that
Right, and
They
when
do a
and
good
I'm-
job.
And when I'm in a nursing home, they're gonna be taking care of me.
They're gonna pick our nursing home. Well, 3 of them.
You guys better write that out. Where you want to go. Set it all up. But it sounds like, to me, it sounds like you've gained so many more kids in a way. In a sense.
Every event we do, there's more and more youngsters, as my grandmother would say.
Yeah.
And it just fills us with pride.
And the thing is,
Like,
they're
look
bringing others themselves.
They
They're like, wow,
recruit
that
their
was
friends,
great.
and that's
You gotta
what's
come.
right. They recruit their friends.
Right.
And
That's the best thing when you see the veterans bringing some new
Bringing
ones.
right. Yeah, because you know that they were touched. If they're going to go out to bring other people, you know that left a mark on them. That they
they want to be there. They want to help.
It has nothing to do with the free T-shirt, no.
Claudio's Army.
Claudio's Army.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And
Thank
when
you.
is this starting, or what?
It's just something we're trying to pull
Trying
off.
to put it